You finally launched your online business. You picked your niche, you built your website, you set up your opt in, you started planning your newsletter. You took a breath and thought, okay, let's do this. And then your Instagram feed fills up with ads from people who seem to be doing the exact same thing you do. Same niche, similar offer, same promise, right down to similar colors and words somehow. I know you didn't copy, but it's uncanny, right? And the thing that you felt so excited about suddenly feels, well, a little crowded. You start wondering, was my idea even original? Are there already too many people doing this? Why would anyone choose me over them? And just like that, you stop building your business and start comparing your business. Comparison is very good at making you feel behind, like you completely missed the boat and should have started years ago. So here's what I want you to hear. A crowded niche does not mean you're too late. It usually means there's a real need out there. People are looking for help. People are paying for solutions to the exact problem you solve. The challenging part isn't that too many people are doing what you do, it's that your message, your visibility, and your next step aren't clear enough yet for the right person to recognize that you're the one who can help them most. So let's fix that. Hi, I'm Jessica, and I help coaches, consultants, and online experts simplify their marketing, get in front of the right people, and build a clearer path to clients. If you're in the early stage, or maybe just not seeing traction in what you've already built, and now you're looking around and thinking, oh no, everyone's already doing this, take a breath. You don't have to become louder, trendier, or more dramatic to get clients. You just need to become clear about who you help, about the problem you solve, where your people are already looking for answers, and what those people need to hear before they trust you, and what step they should take next. That's what turns scattered effort into actual paying clients. When your niche starts to feel crowded, it's tempting to make everything more complicated. A clever niche, a more polished brand, a more original framework, a better website, a stronger freebie, a whole new offer. Sometimes one of those things really does need a little work, but usually the first thing to look at is so much simpler. And it's, can the right person quickly understand what you do? Can they tell who it's for, see the problem that you solve, and figure out what to do next? Because you can be excellent at what you do and still be hard to choose, not because your work isn't valuable and not because everyone else got there first, but because the path between I see you and I want to work with you isn't clear yet. The path matters. Every client you sign has to move through some version of it. They find you, they understand what you do, they start to trust you. They see how your work connects to the problem they want solved. And when the timing is right, they know how to take the next step. When that path is clear, getting clients feels less random. When it isn't, even brilliant work stays hidden. This is why I developed my Clarity to Clients framework. It's the same one I use when I help clients with their websites, their funnels, their messaging, their client attraction system. The goal is not to be everywhere. It isn't to post more for the sake of posting. It isn't to chase people around the internet trying to convince them to work with you. The goal is to help the right people find you, understand you, trust you, and know what step to take next. So there's three parts here: clarity, connection, and conversion. Let's walk through them together. Clarity answers two questions. Who do you help and what problem do you solve? That sounds simple, right? But this is where a lot of people stay way too vague. They say things like, I help women feel more confident, or I help business owners grow. Those might be true, but they're too broad. And broad messaging is easy to scroll past. Not because people are mean or don't care, but because they're overwhelmed. They're seeing content, ads, reels, emails, and promises all day. If your message is too general, the right people won't realize you're talking to them. Clarity makes your message easier to recognize. Instead of speaking to everyone, you speak to the one person most likely to need your work right now. So you can ask, what season are they in? What have they already tried? What are they tired of hearing? What do they want instead? What would make them stop and think, this is exactly what I need? And no, choosing a clear message doesn't box you in forever. That's a fear a lot of people have, but clarity isn't prison. It's a starting point. It gives you something to say, something to test, something to build from. You're going to refine as you go, but you need a clear enough message to get meaningful feedback in the first place. Otherwise, you're just putting words into the world and hoping something lands. Once your message is clear, the next question is connection. How do the right people actually find you and begin to trust you? This is where a lot of business owners spin out. They think they need to be everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, email, blogging, and podcasting all at once. It's exhausting. And it's not usually necessary. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to show up in the right place with the right message consistently enough to build trust. Because connection isn't just visibility, it's relevant visibility. Visibility says, I'm posting. Connection says, I'm saying something to my ideal client that they actually need to hear. This is why your content cannot be random tips. Tips can help, but tips alone don't build trust. Your audience may need to understand why their problem is happening. They may need the language to understand what they're experiencing. They may need to see the gap between what they've been trying and what actually needs to shift. And before they work with you, they usually need to believe that you understand them. That's connection. It's not about performing online or becoming someone you're not. It's showing up in a way that makes the right person think they really get it. So when your niche feels noisy, make this shift. Stop obsessing over how many people do something similar and start paying attention to what your people actually need to hear from you. That's how you stop blending in, not by being louder, but by being more relevant to the person you can help most. The third piece is conversion. And I want to keep this super simple because that word can sometimes make people picture like a pushy marketing tactic. Conversion is not that. It's just the next clear step. When someone's interested, what do they do next? Do they book a call with you? Do they download your free guide, join your email list, watch a training, or send you a message? There needs to be a clear next step because interest alone is not enough. Someone can love your content and never become a client. They can visit your website and leave just before opting in. Someone can think your work is very interesting and then forget about it 10 minutes later. That doesn't mean you weren't a fit. It often just means that the next step wasn't obvious enough. This is why a simple funnel is so powerful. And by funnel, I don't mean a complicated high pressure machine. I mean a simple client path. Someone finds you through your content, your website, your network, or a search. They resonate with what you're saying. You invite them into a free resource that gives them real value. Your welcome emails keep the conversation going. Your content keeps building trust. And when they're ready, there's a clear invitation to work with you. And that's the path. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it does need to be intentional. Most people need more than one touch point before they say yes. They need time to understand your work, to feel safe in your approach, to see that you can help them with the problem that they care about. Your job isn't to pressure them, it's to guide them. So when your niche feels crowded, come back to these three questions. One, is my message clear enough? Can the right person quickly understand who I help, what I solve, and why it matters? Two, am I creating real connection? Am I showing up where my people already pay attention, saying things that build trust? And three, do I have a simple next step? When someone's interested, do they know what to do next? Those three questions tell you a lot because attracting clients in a noisy world isn't about being the most original person in your industry. It's about being recognizable to the right person. A sharper message, more intentional visibility, an easier next step, and all the pieces working together instead of sitting in scattered tabs, folders, and ideas in your head. And if you're looking around right now and you're thinking, everyone's already doing what I want to do, please hear this. You're not too late. You don't need to burn it all down to start over. You may just need a clearer path, a clearer message, a more intentional way to connect, and a next step that's easy for the right person to take. A noisy niche doesn't mean your work doesn't matter. It means clarity matters more. And if you want help thinking this through for your business, I made a free guide called The 3 Steps of Client Magnetism. It walks you through clarity, connection, and conversion so you can start turning scattered effort into a clearer path to clients. Grab it through the link in the show notes. And if you found this helpful, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button. I share weekly tips to help you simplify your marketing, get in front of the right people, and build a clearer path to clients. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you on the next one.